Patch review. So we just got the Lucy patch about 3 days ago. Been grinding rank, got #1 Slayer pretty easily, and I have some thoughts about this current version of Slayer. I would say that Slayer overall definitely got nerfed, but in the grand scheme of the game, he got way better. But in order for me to explain that, I'll have to first go over his changes. Let's start at the top with his P button changes. Now, before, you really couldn't get anything off of normal hit 2P. They nerfed P Mappa going into Season 4, so instead of being +3 on hit, you were 0, which meant that you would punish a lot of characters, and then you would have to, like, play 40 chess in order to not die. So thankfully, he has actual conversions that give him Oki. It also means that he gets the more counter hit confirms to his K buttons now. Like that. Most matchups you'd rather do counter hit 2P into close slash and get even more damage. But there's some specific matchups where that confirm helps out a shit ton. We've also got some new like FRC loops from 2P that are really consistent. No more manually timed bullshit. Now there is some downside. In order to compensate for the added attack level, his P buttons got hit with recovery nerfs. It's very minor. It's like 2 frames, I think, for both of them. But it also throws off some frame kills. Like, after a super wall break, you used to be able to do 5P whiff into K-Mappa and get a meaty K-Mappa. But now it's only, I think, +1. That definitely throws off some of his setups, but it's not a real big deal. Overall, it's the biggest buff he got. The 2H change. Holy fuck, they shot this move. Anything about round start distance is completely gone. Your best confirm is like 5k into K-Mappa. Or just taking the pile bunker. He still gets the old route when you're up close. So it still works as a great frame trap button. It's just not as potent for counter pokes or for being belligerent on defense. And a little further out, you have to do the manually timed one. Which still does a lot of damage. Alright, our good old friend, Master's Hammer. Now, they did a lot to this move, but all you really need to know is that it is effectively the same move, but it just has a little bit more recovery and a hard knockdown. Now, the hard knockdown is really good. There's a bunch of like cheesy stuff you can do. There's a lot of like consistent setups you get from like any of his good knockdowns. Unfortunately, with the higher bounce, you can't get any new combos. So it's pretty much the same with last patch. You can only get it off meaty. The big thing with these nerfs is that backdash is now actual counterplay. Before, if you backdash against Slayer's Master's Hammer, you would be +3. But now, if you backdash, most characters get a throw punish, at least in the corner, and some of them get 5P punishes. It's not the end of the world, and meaty Master's Hammer is still really good, especially as a knowledge check, but they definitely hit one of his safest and most abusable setups. Also, as a side note, the counter hit confirm is a little different, since the bounce is so big now. If you're a little further out, you get a backbreaker. And if your opponent gets counter hit by a meaty Master's Hammer, you actually get a different conversion. pretty fun. Now, I said that Slayer overall got nerfed, but in the grand scheme of things, he's better. What do I mean by that? Well, for one, he's just a little bit more consistent. Like, obviously, Meaty Master's Hammer is slightly worse, 2H is way worse, but they're still really good tools. Like, you're still able to use them pretty effectively, they just have bigger downsides than before, which, you know what, fair enough, this character's belligerent as shit. Probably didn't need that. But along with not being hit very hard, a lot of his bad matchups got hit, like Johnny, Gold Lewis, Leo. The only characters that survived that you could say beat Slayer are Pot and Happy Chaos, and they're top 2 and they beat everyone, so who cares? Along with that, some of his better matchups are way better now, so in tournament, he has a much more favorable path. He'll be fighting like ship players, Milia, Anji, Mei. These are characters that Slayer would much rather fight in a tournament setting than pre-patch Johnny or pre-patch Gold Lewis. Now, those matchups didn't become unlosable or anything. Some of the characters still have very good ways of dealing with Slayer. But as of right now, a lot of the changes that they did make it so Slayer has a much easier time abusing them, and that they can't exactly just hit him once and then smother him the rest of the game. So overall, I'd say the patch is really fun. I think a lot of their changes are pretty good. Obviously, I have my gripes. But yeah, that's about all I had to say. Stay dandy.